This is Jean Marie Ward for Buzzy Magazine. With me today is writer, editor, movie reviewer, and cat person, Electra Hammond. Welcome, Electra. You are one of the fiction editors for Buzzy Magazine. What does the job entail?
I get stories in from Buzzy, and I go through various stages of editing them. I work with the authors. I do developmental editing on some basic stories and try to get them to the level where they go up on the website as polished. Some stories need very, very little work and just a really light copy edit, and some stories I go back and forth with the editors, with the writers a number of times to get them to just the right place.
How does the process of working with Buzzy differ from the process of working with some of the other companies you work for? Because I know Buzzy's not the only one.
There's a lot more freedom with Buzzy. I was able to talk to them about what we wanted to use for standards, and they gave me a great deal of a piece of the decision-making process to say, okay, let's go with the Chicago Manual of Style, let's do it this way, and I get to use as many passes with the writer as I want. If I want just one pass because the story's pretty much there, that's okay. If I want to go back 5 times back and forth with the writer to get the rewrites done, they're okay with that too.
Oh, that's good. Does the process of editing, the job itself, differ though from one company to the next? You know, different style manuals, different requirements?
Everybody has their own requirements for the process. One of the companies I work with is Tor. Tor has a 7-page house style, and they want things done a certain way, even down to requiring that when you spell T-shirt, it has to be a capital T dash small S-H-I-R-T. They want everything done a certain way.
That makes it a Tor book. Well, but then again, the way Buzzy's working makes it a Buzzy story. I understand you're editing 2 anthologies in addition to your work with Buzzy. Can you tell our viewers something about them?
The first one is called The Ministry of Extraordinary Weapons. It's a steampunk shared world that was invented by C.J. Henderson. And discovering that shared worlds are somewhat difficult to put together. I have to coordinate all the details of all of the stories and make sure that the continuing character who appears in all the stories is consistent throughout. So that's been somewhat more complicated than I thought it would be. That should be out sometime later this year from Dark Quest Books. I'm also working on an anthology called Cats in Space. That's just what it sounds like, science fiction cat stories that have something to do with outer space, and that should be out later this year from Paper Golem Press.
Cool. Well, I'm sure that all the cat fanciers in the audience, and we are legion, will be glad to hear that. How did you get into the business side of the publishing industry?
I've got a friend that works as a typesetter who at the time worked for Baen Books, and she was looking for a way to shave things, a little bit of time off the production process. At the time it was FedEx things back to Baen, and then FedEx them to her, and then she'd FedEx them out to a proofreader and back, and she discovered if she worked with people locally, it saved some time. So she tried a couple of local people out, and I started proofreading for her. And I discovered I had a real eye for it, and I ended up taking classes because I wanted to learn more, and I learned how to copy edit. Online classes are a lot of fun.
Yeah, they can be. They can be. What are you working on now? Whether it's Buzzy or for your own writing, because as I mentioned, you're a writer yourself.
Well, I am taking a short story class with Jonathan Mayberry and Keith DeCandido and Don Lapperty, and I just sold a story for an anthology called TV Gods that's going to come out from Fortress Publishing next year sometime. That's a mashup of the Norse Pantheon and Jeopardy.
Uh-oh. that could go all sorts of wrong. Really? I mean, you get Odin in the mix.
And that would be playing Alex Trebek.
Oops. Can you give us a little hint about what the story in particular is about?
Well, as soon as you get Loki in there mixed with Thor, you know somebody's going to be cheating.
This is true. This is true. What's next for you? I mean, you've sold the story. Are you more writing, more editing, more movie reviewing?
More of both, and there's an animated movie called Epic coming to theaters sometime in the next week, and I'll be there opening night. All new sci-fi movies, reviews will be going up on Buzzy.
Cool. Anything you'd like to add?
Not that I can come up with.
Well, thank you, Electra, and thank you for Buzzy Magazine.